So, I never thought I'd be here, writing this out for strangers on the internet, but I guess I need to get it off my chest. The last few months have been a roller coaster, and my relationship with my family has completely unraveled over something they never saw coming: my new career. A career that I love, that I've worked hard for, and that they absolutely despise. Let me start from the beginning. I grew up in a pretty traditional household. My dad is an accountant, and my mom stayed home until I was in high school. Then she started working at a local real estate office. They always emphasized hard work, education, and respectable jobs. Think lawyer, doctor, engineer. They weren't necessarily controlling, but there was always this unspoken expectation that my siblings and I would choose stable, conventional paths. And for the most part, we did. My older brother, Matt, became a civil engineer. My younger sister, Bella, is in med school. And me? I went to college for communications. I was always the creative one: theater, photography, design, you name it. I loved storytelling. But my parents always brushed it off as a hobby. After graduation, I bounced around a few marketing jobs. I worked at a boutique ad agency, then an in-house role for a tech startup. I was decent at it, but something always felt off. Like I was playing a part that didn't fit. I was good with people, good with a camera, good at telling stories, but I never felt like I was doing anything meaningful. Then 2020 hit. Like so many others, I lost my job during the pandemic. For the first time, I had real downtime. I started creating content, mostly just for fun. I made videos on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I reviewed products, shared daily routines, gave tips on affordable fashion, and eventually started talking about personal growth, self-worth, and mental health. It wasn't overnight, but slowly, I built an audience. People connected with me. I got DMs from young women saying my videos made them feel less alone. A few brands reached out. I learned how to monetize it: affiliate links, sponsorships, even digital products. I was making money again, and more importantly, I loved what I was doing. Fast forward to early last year, I officially registered my LLC and went full-time as a content creator and life coach. I run virtual sessions, sell online courses on building confidence, and post weekly videos. It's not just lip gloss and dance trends, it's actual work, real impact, and yes, real money. But when I told my family about it, they lost their minds. It started with my mom. I was home for a weekend visit, and during dinner, she casually asked how the job hunt was going. "Oh, I'm not looking anymore," I said. "I've been doing really well with my coaching business and content creation." She blinked at me like I'd spoken another language. "Coaching, content. You mean that internet thing?" "Yeah," I said. "It's going great. I'm booked out a month ahead on sessions, and my YouTube ad revenue just doubled last quarter. I even hired a virtual assistant." She just stared. My dad put down his fork. "You're telling us you're making videos online, for a living?" I nodded. "And people pay you for that?" It was like I had confessed to robbing a bank. They didn't yell, but the tension was thick. My mom asked if I was sure this was legal. My dad made a joke about me becoming a life coach before I'd lived any real life. Bella laughed and asked, "So, you're like an influencer now? Should I be scared you'll do a TikTok dance at my graduation?" I brushed it off and tried to explain what I actually do. That I coach people through real problems. That I create content about emotional resilience, confidence, and boundary setting. That I've helped hundreds of women stop hating themselves and start asking for what they deserve. That I make more now than I did at my last job. But none of it mattered. They couldn't see past the surface. In their eyes, I was embarrassing them. Throwing away my education. Playing dress-up online. The next few weeks were brutal. I'd get texts from my mom with job listings. My dad sent me articles about unstable online careers. Bella messaged me a meme about life coaches who peaked at high school theater. Matt didn't say much, but when we talked, he'd always ask, "So when are you going back to a real job?" I tried to stay calm. I kept doing my work, kept building my brand. I hired a podcast editor, started a community forum for clients, and launched a workshop on self-sabotage that sold out in a day. I was thriving, and they hated it. Things came to a head during Thanksgiving. We were all at my parents' house. I hadn't seen Matt or Bella in months. I was actually kind of excited. I had just hit 100K on YouTube and had been featured in a women's wellness magazine. I thought maybe they'd be proud. Spoiler, they weren't. After dinner, we were sitting around, and my dad asked how things were going. I shared my big milestones, keeping it light. I even showed them the magazine feature. Bella rolled her eyes. Must be nice to get paid for taking selfies and giving people obvious advice. Matt added, can't believe people fall for that stuff. It's like motivational speaker MLM. I could feel my chest tightening. I looked at my parents. They didn't defend me. So I said, you know what? I've tried to explain, I've tried to include you, but I'm done defending my career to people who clearly don't want to understand it. Bella scoffed. Defensive much? No, I said. I'm tired of being mocked for doing something meaningful just because it doesn't look like what you expected. That's when my mom chimed in. We raised you to be better than this, she said. You're capable of more. That broke me. I am doing more, I said. You just refuse to see it. I grabbed my bag and left. I drove 2 hours back home that night. I cried the whole way. Since then, things have been strained. My parents haven't apologized. My mom still sends job links occasionally, usually followed by, just in case. Bella unfollowed me on Instagram. Matt hasn't texted at all. I've thought about reaching out, about trying again to explain. But I'm tired. What hurts most isn't their disapproval, it's their complete lack of curiosity. They didn't even try to understand. They didn't ask what my clients say after coaching. They didn't watch my videos or read my posts. They just decided it wasn't real. But here's the truth. Last week, one of my clients sent me a message saying she got out of an emotionally abusive relationship because of what we worked on together. Another said she finally asked for a raise, and got it. A third said she feels like she finally sees herself as worthy. That's real. I may not wear a blazer or go into an office, but I help people every single day. I built something from nothing, and I did it with integrity, passion, and grit. So yeah. My family hates my new career. But I don't. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough.